Hey everybody, welcome to MSP Mountain. My name's Eric from Support Adventure, and today we are joined by Devin from eBridge Marketing, and we also have Tal online, who's our marketing strategist at Support Adventure, and had some marketing wisdom to this. In terms of the analytics and stuff like that, what are the most important marketing metrics and KPIs that MSPs should be watching in terms of their marketing funnels and their sales process?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, it's becoming more and more difficult to track over the years here. But the low hanging fruit that we always recommend is contact form fills and phone calls from your website.
Mhm.
Those are the biggest ones, and you should set up conversions within your Google Analytics to track those things, and so you can figure out where those are coming from. And for phone calls in particular, there are some third-party tools you can use you can kind of how they work is they'll show a unique phone number on the website, and they kind of rotate those through. So if someone clicks on that unique phone number to initiate a call, you can track that conversion back to a specific source. So we recommend those two definitely. Those are the most important. But some other ones that matter are kind of the bucket of engagement metrics. So these are basics too, but time on site, bounce rate, and pages per session. And for those metrics, what's considered good varies depending on your website. But as a very general rule of thumb, time on site, you want to be in the 2-minute range. More than 2 minutes is great. For a bounce rate, you probably want to be less than about 70% bounce rate. Lower is obviously better. And pages per session, you want it to be around 2 as well. And it does vary because let's say if you have a homepage, it's very descriptive. Maybe people don't need to visit other pages on your website to get what they want. So, the pages per session would be lower. Time on site might be lower too. But as a very general kind of, general rule of thumb, those would be some good numbers to look at. But all of those three, the contact form fills, phone calls, and the engagement metrics, those are the basics. And we stick to the basics again because doing the advanced tracking, it's difficult, it's expensive, and it's not even that accurate. So sticking to the basics makes a lot of sense at this point in time.
Yeah. Tal, any questions on that?
No, that makes sense. I agree completely.
Yeah,
We look at the same metrics as you do.
yeah, it's really satisfying to see it grow, especially like with the content that stuff that you put out there is actually being picked up by Google, put in front of relevant people, and you're getting actual people who are interested in
Yeah,
your business from that. Yeah.
and people who might be new to SEO or to content marketing need to realize, of course, as we all know, that it takes time. It could take 4 to 6 months, if not more, for new pages to actually, reach the first page on Google if they ever will. It's definitely more of a long-term strategy. So I do see some people, making 10 blog posts, waiting a month, and then freaking out because they don't get any traffic coming from it. Um, without realizing that SEO and content marketing is very much a long-term approach and should be coupled with other marketing strategies that are more immediate if they need something right now, let's say, in theory.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. And a tip I would have for MSPs or really any company is search Google for a key phrase that is really important to your business, and then take stock of what's on the first page of Google, especially in terms of actual companies. So like, not like a business listing or anything like that, but actual companies that might be your competitors. And then take a look at how long is that content? Like is it like 2,000, 3,000 words? Because if so, you need to kind of have a similar approach, a similar amount of content on your website in all likelihood, and if you want to rank on the first page of Google. Take a look at what headlines they have and what sub headlines they have, and not that you should copy them exactly, but there might be some key phrases in there that would give you some hints about what you should include in your own piece. And then it really is a quality over quantity thing. And it goes back to what you were saying, Tal, where, if it's not going to have results for several months, but it is going to stay up there for a long time, it makes sense to invest the time into it to make it a really good piece. Especially if it's a really super important keyword for you, you might want to start with the goal of trying to make the best piece on that particular topic that's online, and make it the same length as your competitors, but the quality is better. And then that's going to give you a really good chance of ranking on Google. And then, of course, you want to SEO optimize the content as well, and to make sure that you have all the things that Google wants to see for that page, so that it's not only resonating with your target audience, but it's resonating with Google as well.
Yeah. And on that note, actually, I'm just thinking, you mentioned how geographically specific MSPs are. A lot of them are providing in-person services, for example, in a city. How geographically specific should MSP's marketing be? Like, if they're located in Vancouver, should they have Vancouver on every single page, on every single post in titles? Like, is that something that MSPs should really be focusing on for their keyword research?
I would say so. You do need to worry about what they call keyword cannibalization. So if you have really strong keyword presence on, let's say, two different pages on your website, they're actually going to be competing against each other. So you kind of want to have one page, which is the authority on your website, and then you can sprinkle in those geographic keywords on other pages too. But let's say, for the example of Vancouver, and we practice what we preach here, we have a Vancouver MSP marketing services landing page that we have set up on our website. And it does have some information that's kind of redundant, especially with regards to like our services pages, because it's meant for people who are searching for Vancouver MSP marketing, so they can land on that and get an idea of our services, our company, etc. Kind of a quick overview of everything. But having one page like that, and you can almost like template it too, where you have at the very top of the page, you have like a paragraph that's specific to that city, make some references to local attractions or whatever it is, right? And then down below, you can kind of have the same content that you reuse for every municipality that describes your services and a little bit about your company. So you can create a bunch of pages pretty quickly like that. And what we recommend is don't put those pages in the navigation, because they are redundant. They're gonna, if someone's just browsing your website, choose come to your homepage, there's not much value to them to click through a bunch of different municipality pages that have a lot of overlap. But you can put them in your footer, and you can still make them indexable, so search engines can send people to them. But I wouldn't recommend putting them in your navigation, just so it's a cleaner experience for the user.